Hello there, my psychotic wife. So, we played MiSide last week, and it was a great time. It was a surprisingly good game with a really in-depth story and some really cute characters. Like, wait, Lily, it's all the same person. Yes and no. For me, MiSide is a great example of how you can change certain things about a character to make an entirely new one while still keeping like the vibe of the OG. Because it's super, super interesting from a character design perspective that despite the fact that no, dog, go away. That they kept the same basic color scheme, they were able to actually portray such different personalities. Is this a waifu game? Yes and no. It's actually a horror game, believe it or not, and a pretty damn good one too. So let's actually start looking at our girls, shall we? But there's other characters in this called the players. And this, suspiciously Yandev lookalike, is the dude you play most of the game as. This is like a very run-of-the-mill anime character though. Like, here's the thing, this guy doesn't need a ton of design. You're usually playing from a first-person perspective, so you don't need it to be like super, super snazzy. At the same time, I did like what they did with him. You're a normal run-of-the-mill guy, tucked-in shirt, tie, pants, no shoes, because he's usually inside, kind of messy hair, normal, vibing. You don't usually see his face though, unless you're looking in a mirror, which you can do in the game. So it doesn't really matter if he's not like, whoa, wow, amazing. Your MCs don't necessarily need to be riddled with stuff, they just need to stand out. And this dude stands out by the sheer fact that A, man, B, you're usually in first person. Hentai Pro Tag number 47. No, his eyes aren't covered. There are other players too, but I don't think we see them. The other players are dead ass, just cartridges. Our primary antagonist, Chibi Mita, has two modes. She has the mode that you see her for most of the game at, which is her base design, and then when she reveals that she is actually not at all what she appears to be, which is she is a rejected model. She was never supposed to be in the game in the first place. She literally hijacked her way into it. The thing I like about this design is even when she's hiding her true nature from you, you can tell that something's off. It's really subtle, but it's usually transmitted by the fact that her hair is pretty messy in places. Her accessories aren't like as cohesive as other Mitas. Like she has big flowers in the back, similar color but not quite the same. Her hair's pretty messy. Her smile is a little bit too wide. Her eyes are a little bit empty. She basically stole another Mita's face, I think, and skin. Yandere computer virus. Yeah. The fucking skirt physics in this game are hilarious. I think you don't get this Mita until you fucking beat the game. Look at this panty shot. Ah! Oh, but here's the funny thing, right? I don't think that the skirt being like this was done completely intentionally. I think it was more of like a cloth simulation thing. Like if you guys have ever had to simulate clothing on 3D, it's not that easy. And also, supposedly, according to the story itself, it is supposed to be an adult game. It's not supposed to be a Tamagotchi. Like, the deeper you dive into the game, the more you realize that, like, no, all the Mitas do love you. Like, they all want to be with you, and they want you carnally. And Chibi Mita is the one that wants you carnally the most. Honestly, it's fucking goated. It's so simple. It's kind of giving Japanese sailor school uniform, but not quite there. So it's kind of like a trendy outfit that has some vibes towards a uniform, but it's not a uniform, which I appreciate because, again, it's supposed to be an adult game, right? So having the schoolgirl uniform, you can have it, but she tells you that, like, she got it for you, so it's like a plaything. I love the colors for this. It's just red, a muted shade of red, almost orange, and blue and white, and that's it. Cute trendy shoes, thigh-high socks, mini skirt, crop top. Like, the entire outfit is supposed to be, more than anything else, an incredibly, like, trendy, cutesy, like, ooh, I'm your waifu, easy to undress type of vibe. I'm not joking, by the way. That definitely seems like what they were going for when they designed her. I love the ribbon on her neck as well. Like, but it's what really gets me about this Mita is the subtle details that show you that she's not quite all there. You don't see it until she reveals her true nature, but she smiles really, really wide. She has fangs, right? She has really, really big teeth. Her hair is also kind of messy in the front. It's almost like she was putting in the effort to make it up for you in the back and make it super cute for you, but like she gave up halfway. She was just like, headband, and that's it. And like you find out later that like half of her hair is a wig, because she literally stole it from another Mita. So her hair is actually pretty short, very messy, and that kind of gives the unhinged nature. If you look at the Chibi Mita design though, the best thing they could have done was do the Terminator thing, right? They ripped off one of her eye skins, which is great, because like it really does show that she's not supposed to be here. It's definitely unhinged, but you can still tell that deep down, the only thing she wants is to be the same as the other Mitas. Like, she's homicidal, yeah, sure, a little bit. She's kind of giving crazy, don't stick your dick in that. But at the same time, she just wants love. The eye goes immediately to her face when her eye is like ripped off. But to me, this might just say something about me because I also like women, but like my eye goes to her hips immediately. And I think that's because it's such a strong pop of color. The blue of the skirt is the most saturated part of this outfit, although the fucking proportions on the ass. I'm blaming the skirt for that. Like the actual ass isn't even that big, hold on. Ah! The one that told me to piss off! The character design is the same, but the art style is incredibly playful. She has the same hair accessories, but a great thing to note with this chibi is that it's pretty simplified. So if you're making anything chibi, and I do it a lot, I do it with Pokemusu, you should try and simplify as much as possible. Not just shapes, but outfit details as well. This skirt has less pleats, the lines on her socks and sweater are wider, she has less flyaway hairs, the flowers on the back of her hair are way simpler. Because if you try to add too much detail on a chibi, it's going to get incredibly hard to look at. It's going to be really busy. The best thing you can do is simplify. It's still a really cute play on shapes. It's actually what I like to call a sexy chibi because the head isn't super big. She's still curvy, but it's a little bit chunkier, it's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit cuter. Personally, this is one of my favorites, mostly because she told me to piss off. Oh, the fucking Tomboy Mita. Again, same outfit, right? At the same time though, just changing a few accessories changes her vibe completely. Shorter hair means that she seems a little bit more athletic, a little bit more sporty. The ribbon headband is definitely giving her like high energy vibes. She's holding her controller, which means that she usually wants to play games. The rest of her outfit is exactly the same, mind you, like right down to the physics of the crazy skirt. But just by changing her hairstyle and her hair accessories, she already looks way more energetic than the other Mita. Yeah, her stance is also different. Again, one of the main things in character design that it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's an advanced thing, but it's something that like you don't really think about until you're actually doing it, is gesturing, right? So pose and gesture, at the very least when you're introducing a character, can tell you a lot about personality. So while the crazy Mita was trying to look kind of subdued and cute and like, hee, I'm your best companion, this Mita's more relaxed. She kind of looks like she's like tapping her foot almost. She kind of looks like she's about ready to go walk around and do something. She seems busy. She seems like she's always on the move. And that's because she's really fidgety as opposed to the other Mitas, if that makes sense. Their body language for her is very different. And I think they all have very different body languages, actually, now that I think about it. Her hair is still messy, but unlike the crazy Mita, which was a kind of weird messy because the back of her hair was really neat, this one has kind of messy hair all around, but it still has structure. It's not like messy like, oh god, it's gonna jump at me messy. It's more like, this is styled messy. Like, she woke up and she styled her hair like this. Super cute. Oh, the actual wife, thank you. So like this is an example of a character that through gesturing alone, you can tell. Crazy Mita was trying to do a pose like this, but she seemed a little bit more unhinged. Like, she was trying too hard. Like, it definitely feels like she's going to fucking jump you as soon as you turn around and tell her, no, I don't want to stay with you. Whereas kind Mita has a very nice disposition, but her pose is more neutral. It's way more inviting. I do not feel like she's hiding something from me. She's just standing there. She seems sweet. Way more natural. Same outfit, same shoes, same vibe, but her hair is down, relaxed, just one hair clip. She has hair that's a little bit on the messier side, but again, it's styled messy. When you have a character that's supposed to be like really kind-hearted, long hair is often a way to go. I don't know why. I think it's because we associate it with like a more nurturing, motherly type of vibe. Loose hair that's like very soft, very open, very gentle shapes. The entire thing flows super well. A character like this needs a good sense of flow, especially if you're gonna have the same outfit for everyone, and her sense of flow is very round. It's very soothing, almost. There's some curves, but they're not jagged. The more curves you put on a character, and this isn't just like physique, it's in silhouette, the more like your eye has to work to look at them. So a character like this that has a lot of straight lines that flow into each other, it's way more soothing to look at than say something like Crazy Mita that has a lot of like different shapes on her. There's like a curve because the hair is short, there is spiky bits in the hair, she has her elbows out at an angle, the bow has a lot of spiky bits. Like, it makes your eyes work a little bit harder, and that's why you stay on her face. But with kind Mita, the eye is allowed to travel through her body and just be relaxed. You can definitely do this intuitively because you're drawn towards things that relax you. If you want to make a character that's like, oh, I want her to be nice, you might draw a bunch of these, and then the one that probably has the best flow is the one you're gonna go with. But every character needs to have good flow in just different ways. It depends on the vibe. And kind Mita's vibe is just really chill all around. She looks cute when her head is not rolling around the floor. Shut up! Cappy! This is Cappy. She is so cute. You will notice immediately that she is the one that moves the most out of all of these because she is the most high energy character out of all of them. And again, we go back to the shapes, right? To the flow. Her flow is a little bit less relaxing than Kind Mita, but it's still fun because she only has sharp angles on the top of her head, on the cap, right? Her little cat ear things. But her hair on the back, I think, is pretty sleek. She has one ponytail, yeah. Very sleek ponytail, a lot of sense of flow. Same outfit, but a few accessories change the vibe completely. And again, the thing that makes these all so different, and you'll also notice that Cappy has a different eye color. Her eyes are solid black as opposed to being light purple. She has a really nice sense of flow, a really nice sense of rhythm. That's another thing. Character rhythm is super important, and while the rhythm for Kind Mita was chill, smooth flow, the rhythm for Cappy is a little bit more high energy. She wants to move around, she wants to do things, she follows you around, she imitates your movements, she just wants to be on the move, she's on the go, she's cool, she's musically gifted, she wants to hang out with you, she likes rhythm games, it's the type of person that, like, she cannot sit still, and it shows really, really easily through her body language and actual accessories. She wears those because she thinks they look adorable, and they do. She kind of does look head empty, but I think it's cute, right? Like, they really nailed, like, another thing that they added, which I thought was super, super sweet, was the little makeup on her eyes. She has a little dot underneath her left cheek, which just adds to that whole I am cute and I am cool kind of vibe. Almost like a ghetto, but not quite. Like, fashionable, but not outlandish, because they all need to have the same outfit. It's really cute. It's a really nice detail. Despite the fact that they all have the same facial features, just a few changes like that. It's all great. A little one. Okay, this one makes me sad, and I think this one is supposed to make you sad. I don't know what her entire backstory is. She's in a different version of the game. This one is a very interesting one, though, because this, for me, was probably the most off-putting section of the game. The most off-putting, like, super fucking creepy. And I think that she's meant to be creepy, right? This is definitely a Mita that's been put through hell and back, and you can tell, but at the same time, I feel bad for her, but she wants to drag me down. I think that the way that they did that was really clever. Giving her an empty eye definitely gives her that sense of creepy, because if you look at her from far away, it's like, oh, it's a little girl, but like, they did something that a lot of really good horror artists do, which is basically take a human-like shape and fuck with it. That will almost always activate fight or flight. It makes you kind of flinch, and I think that Tiny Mita kind of gives that vibe. When you get close to her, it's like, oh, okay, it's just another Mita, but like from far away, she scared the fucking bejesus out of me. Yeah, she's giving Uncanny Valley in a really, like, simple way, and that's why I think that her outfit is completely different. She doesn't need a ton of detail. She needs to be off-putting, though. Chopping off an arm, giving her the horn-like growths on the face, her empty eyes, a lot of scars on being stitched together. Like, you're supposed to feel sorry for her, but she's not supposed to be pleasant to look at. One of the most interesting designs in MiSide. Thanks so much for the follow, and the only one that's meant to be, like, very clearly a younger one. A nice little detail that I just noticed is that her choker is blue. If they had made the choker red, her sense of flow would have made it so you didn't look at her face immediately. The only thing they want you to look at is her face, so they got rid of the red choker and replaced it with a blue one, which is a more muted tone. It kind of blends in with her hair, and it's also slimmer. It doesn't chop her head off. Like, look at Kind Mita, for example. The adult Mitas all have a red choker, which is really cute and really trendy. But successfully very creepy design, very good silhouette, very simple, clean cut, memorable. I don't think I'm gonna forget this character anytime soon, but that's the thing. All the Mitas have been memorable, despite the fact that they're different people. Okay, so these are actually really fucking funny because one of these bit you, right? So this is what happens when you take off a Mita's skin. No booba, no batong. I don't think that these actually want to be with you. This is kind of like the prototype, but like if they are faulty, they basically stay like this forever. This kind of reminds me of a crash test dummy, almost, but something about it is really, really creepy. I think it's the hands. It has like spindly fingers and the blacked out eyes on the teeth. And like, again, it's the horror thing, right? Another thing that horror does visually to represent something that's like, ugh, sudden janky movements when you're not expecting them will almost always make you feel uneasy, because it reminds us, I think, of like predators in the wild. So this thing moves in such an off-putting way that if you fucking drop me in a room alone with this thing, I am chopping its head off. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care that it's a Mita. I don't give a shit. Just go away. Go away. They still give the machine childbearing hips, though. I mean, yeah, it has to have the skeletal structure to support the Mita. Oh, this one made me sad. This one doesn't have a face, but I think it has one of my favorite hairstyles out of all of these, the big, really, really big braid. Like, she's so cute. Again, same outfit, but completely different body language and lighting changes the character completely. So if you don't find her picture, she's just like a little ghostly, like, black silhouette. But even then, her face is always going to be missing, which is so, 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 so sad. It's a hairstyle that's softer, it's kinder, it gives like, oh god, I kind of feel sorry for her. She also has like hime bangs, you know, the straight bangs, which are like more sweet looking. She's supposed to be like the sweetest looking out of all of them. Same outfit as everybody else, obviously, But I think the bulk of the work with this one is in the body language. The flow of shapes is like super depressing. It's smooth, but it's smooth in the way that makes you look down, that makes you feel down. So very, very, very well done. You could tell that she would have been the biggest sweetie if it wasn't for the fact that she was missing a face. But the play on colors is great because the entirety of this character has been desaturated, which makes it not only seem ghostly, but very sad. EP, this one's my favorite. Look at this. Look at this fucking idiot. Look at her! This was one of the ones that has like a completely different outfit. She's so fucking cute! Her hair is messy, but like this one doesn't have a silhouette that's completely messy though. It's not like the crazy Mita, because this one has bedhead. Relatable. I love her so much. I like it because she has the same color scheme as everybody else, but she's primarily in the soft, warm tones because she's sleepy. And when you're sleepy, you want to be comfy and you want to be warm, and that's kind of what she looks like, right? Like they wanted to instill comfort in the character. Well, she still has the same blues as everybody else. She has them in like really limited spaces, like in her neck and on her leg. So she still has the same color scheme, but for the most part, they wanted the character to be warm and comfy and cute, like the messy hair and the cute eye mask, the fact that she keeps falling asleep everywhere. Really adorable vibes. Her posture is super relaxed. Like you look at her and you're like, oh god, I'm getting sleepy, because like she's nodding off herself. Her arms are relaxed into the sides. Her knees are bent slightly. Her entire thing is like, I need EP, give me coffee. It's super cute. Also, I'm about to shatter some dreams, but with this one you can see that their badongs are not that big. Their skirts just have a weird cloth simulation. I really like 2D Mita, believe it or not. Oh, that's that's so clever. Because like this one very clearly has the look of a prototype character. So one of the first things you do when you're designing a character is you do thumbnailing or you do some gesture work to kind of like nail the vibe that you want. This one kind of to me screams like a not finalized design, because while the vibe is there, it's not quite as refined, right? Like the outfit is cute, but there's things that don't quite match with it. The shapes aren't quite as like interesting as they used to be. There's a little bit too much going on in the silhouette there. Like it feels like a non-refined version of Mita, because that's what it is. It's one of those first steps when you like have a concept you liked and you start refining it. This is what this Mita is. It screams prototype, you would say. For me, the thing that's making this outfit awkward is the t-shirt with the long sleeves, because the rest of the outfit is really pop and trendy, and that top part is a little bit too loungewear, too athletic. It doesn't fit the ribbons, it doesn't fit the fucking bow on her neck, and it doesn't fit like the shoes and the skirt. Her accessories are red instead of blue on this one. It makes the red way more dominant. Yeah, like the red stands out way more. And like, this is one thing where like repetition, right? Repetition is something that in character design, if you do it well, it can make a design very memorable. So in this one, there's lines that are like going horizontally all up and down her sleeves. It's nice, but the rest of the outfit looks very plain in comparison. And in the finalized design, let's use kind Mita, there are lines all over the outfit, but they are repeated in key places and much thicker to draw the eye to those parts of the clothes. It's more cohesive, and in general, it feels more defined than the prototype Mita, because instead of having lines and details in one place, which makes the rest of the outfit seem plain in comparison, the lines are spread evenly throughout the outfit. Repetition is super important. It's something that, as a character designer, you learn how to do kind of later on when you're working mainly on clothing, but you can also do it with shapes like hair and accessories and whatnot. But the reason this one feels like a prototype is because it's not quite that cohesive, and that's on purpose. The next one is I would say a lot of people like this one, Mila. So this is another design that, while it's very good, it's decent, it's also very plain. This one doesn't have the trendy snazziness that the other Mitas have. At the same time though, it has a lot of personality. It screams dork. It's giving nerd. It's giving valedictorian. It's giving wedgie. Like, it's a good design, but it's not as trendy as the other ones. And again, that's on purpose. Like, her skirt isn't a short. She has like a big blue tie that's a little bit too long for her. The sweater is the red color, but the red is not the predominant color here like it is in the other ones. She has her hair accessory, she has her glasses. Her hair is a little bit on the shorter side. It's kind of like plain Jane. I think that was the vibe that they were going for. This one's the earliest Mita. She doesn't have like the cutesy shoes, and she has like red slippers. She also has black tights, which breaks the cohesion in the color scheme. She's giving actually, and I love it. Yeah, the glasses add that as well, but it's also giving a hint of insecurity. Why? Posture. She's hunched over, she's kind of clutching her book in front of her. Like, she kind of like pretends to be hot shit and like, I'm non-conforming, but in reality, she's terrified of being alone. And that shows off really clearly in her posture. This one might as well be a different character altogether, and it kind of is. Like, she changed her name and everything, but you can still tell by the face and framework it's still a Mita. She's doing the thing that a lot of insecure girls do, and this is real because I was this person, which is you're not gonna dress up because why bother? She's still really sweet though. She has a really fun personality. She's a kind of a geek. She's still really excited to show you her hobbies and whatnot. She is a tsundere. She's a really, really cool character. I like her quite a bit. Creepy Mita. This one's kind of my favorite. Like, my favorite one is the Ippy one, but in terms of like design for a character, the thing that they were going with for ugly Mita, for creepy Mita, it's fucking perfect. They took every horror trope they could and they like all into this fucking character. Yes, she's giving creepy little girl. Her face is doll-like but almost way too realistic. Her hair is messy and in her face. Her outfit is simple, clean, cohesive, but almost childlike. She has her teddy bear. She's incredibly desaturated, almost gray. Like, she looks horrifying. And most importantly, she is the only one that breaks color scheme. Completely breaks color scheme, all right? Except for core Mita, but she's a completely different thing. She breaks color scheme because she was like the first build, the first Mita, the faulty Mita, right? This is the one that you were never supposed to see. She's beta Mita. So she's moving too much. She needs to be uncanny still. She is uncanny. Her movements are jerky. Her hand is up and it shouldn't be. Like, she's doing things that normal people would not do. She's really stiff. She's really grayed out, but she still looks kind of childlike and sad. Also, if you guys saw the neck thing, you'll know. There she is. Hi, sweetie. She has like the teeth. She's grinding her jaw. Her eyes are like hyper realistic. Her nose is super ugly. Her textures aren't shaded properly. She's just so creepy. Ah, stop it, stop. She doesn't look that creepy, but in game, she's horrifying. Jesus, yeah. She breaks every, God. Stop it. And then she does that. Look at her. Like, with her mouth closed, she looks fine, but as soon as she starts talking, it's like, stop it. Hi. Genuinely the creepiest ones. Like, it's hilarious, but it's also super off-putting. This one is incredibly cool. Like, this is the first time I've been able to look at her up close, besides the, like, oh god, the feet. Besides in-game, because in-game, she has really weird lighting, so you don't really see a ton of the design, but look at that. This is like the most advanced version of Mita, you could say, while at the same time being the most primitive, because this one doesn't have a skin. But this is such a cool robot design, because she has the heels of the normal outfit built in, and even though this is a completely robotic Mita, she's still sticking to the color scheme. She still has the red and the blue. She is a bluish shade of gray in a lot of areas. She has red details. She has some warm tones in the lights in her person. Her hair is not hair, it's cables, and that's why they were tipped with red. She has cat ears, low-key. She has heels and toes. It's a really, really good design. Like, this one's genuinely dope. I'm really glad I got the chance to see it up close. Because, like, again, this one has messy hair, but it's messy in a way that's a little bit more structured, because it's all cables, right? Like, this one, you can tell that it's like a serene character. She doesn't normally do much. She just stares at you until she gets fucking mad at you, and then she fucking yeets you. But for the most part, this Mita just does her thing, just watches you. She just watches over the fucking core of the game. Again, same facial structure as the other Mitas. Same color scheme, completely different vibe. Because of the silhouette and because of the expression. She's sitting there like she's waiting. Her posture's actually pretty relaxed. Apparently, she's supposed to be waiting for someone. She's looking down at everyone because she's like the core character. She's actually plugged into the game. Those like little light points are all fucking ports to shit. This is like the Mita source code. Which is why, despite the fact that she looks so different, she still has resemblances to the other Mitas in this game. She's a piece of code that you cannot touch or go to, or everything goes to hell. She's the spaghetti! She's kind of like the central coding for her, I think, because if you try and reboot a Mita, she gets mad at you. She's the spaghetti code. She's the System 32. If you delete this Mita, the entire game disappears. Maybe we're gonna get to see, if they make a good ending, a conversation with this one. I would love that. Because she didn't really do much. I would like to get to know this one more, especially because they were greatly hinting that the developer of MiSide was the main character. The thing that the designers for MiSide did that was really good was basically stick to one color scheme. If you want to make characters that are different versions of each other, sticking with a single outfit is a good idea, but the most clear-cut way to do it is by keeping a cohesive color scheme. And in this case, it was the red and the blue and the purple. Thank you very much for the follow, you guys. And they stuck with that through the entirety of the game. The only one that breaks color scheme, and even then not that much, because she still has at least the purple in the hair, is the creepy Mita, but that's by design because she's supposed to be the source of a lot of problems in the game. So everyone else has the same color scheme, even if it's in different placements. Tiny Mita still has the red and the blue. Mita has the red and the blue. Even the crazy version has it. The Chibi as well. God, so cute. The short-haired one as well. Like, they have the same exact color scheme, even if it's placed differently, because that ties them all together. It's not just about matching facial features. It's about matching, like, in general, something that ties all the characters together. And the other one that breaks color scheme is the dummy, because these aren't actually Mitas. But that, again, it's on purpose. These are the characters that are supposed to be scary are the ones that break color scheme the most. The ones that are supposed to chase you, be off-putting, are the ones that don't actually have the same color scheme. Even the prototype has the same color scheme. It's really nice. So yeah, like, it's a really cohesively put together bit of characters in general. Again, the one reason I had no idea what MiSide was about going into it, you wanna know why? This game, if you don't know the meta of it, it's almost impossible to spoil just through pictures. Like, if you're just like doom scrolling through Twitter and you see pictures or like scenes from MiSide, you won't understand what the game is about until you actually play it, because the character design is just that cohesive. It's that good. Like, a mistake that would have been made if someone wanted to make something like MiSide would be to give them the same face but change the hair color and the hairstyle. That would have made them different characters, because like, especially in anime, the only thing you need to change to make a different character in an anime, believe it or not, hairstyle and color, and eye shape and color. That's it. Everything else will stay the same. And that's because anime doesn't have a ton of facial features. Like, the more facial features you have, the more distinct a character can look. And anime being as stylized as it is, it's really easy to get a completely different character by accident. Of course, it varies from art style to art style, but like, the base anime that barely has facial features, it's really easy to make different characters just by changing the hair and the eyes.
What about the long Mita?
Is that the creepy one? You can tell that they really put a lot of thought into it, which I really like a lot. Like, this game has been a great time so far, but like, even from just looking at the characters, you can get a lot out of it. I think I could replay this game a few times and still have a great time, even if I scream. Because there's stuff that they hide in there, right? Long Mita's an Easter egg. Why are they like this? Does she have long hair? Like, again, same outfit, same design, but this is so unhinged. Holy shit.